Um, after these intros, I'm just gonna leave you for a sec. I'm gonna go get some more Tylenol. My back is really hurting.
Okay.
So guys, welcome back to the OlimoLeague. It's the best of 3 semifinals match. The winner of this will go on to fight against Gumiho, so either a TVP or TVT Grand Finals, and that will of course be a best of 5. However, we got to get through this match first. In spawning in the top right, one of the very rare Protoss we have, it's going to be Axiom's own blue Protoss, Alicia.
The bottom left as the red Terran, it's Root SuperNova.
And before I put the camera on Zombie up, because some people are not going to be used to this, due to the way this mod works, we're going to see some white bars over production. It's going to look a little bit weird. Sorry. But camera's on you, and I will tweet about this in the BRB real quick while I grab some Tylenol.
Awesome. So, yeah, it's been a while since we cast Protoss. Casting a lot of Terran and Zerg. For the past week, pretty much. But I do want to note that it is a TVP, it's with SuperNova, and it is Cloud Kingdom. Now, SuperNova is known that he can throw in mech occasionally. And for whatever reason, Cloud Kingdom was a map that I recall seeing a lot of people who would go mech, you know, at all, would go it on this map. It's not specifically... Okay, Griffith's yellow pan. Okay. It's not, like... I mean, like, you look at the third, it's pretty easy to get to. Back in the day, you would get, like, a supply depot wall going down here. You could actually wall off here as well. They knew to be pretty much holed up on 3 bases, and what could they really do? Maybe, like, mass out on mutas, but doors are better now, so, you know, even that doesn't really work out. And the 4th base is, like, I guess it's questionable whether or not it's, like, easy to take or whatever. But it's just, for some reason, against Protoss, Magic, they liked doing it on this map. Mech, I don't know. But you know, SuperNova, he streams a lot. You can subscribe to him, you can get a lot of replays, and some of them do still contain TVP that has mech, but I'd say it has died off for him just a little bit. You know, maybe 2 months ago, I'd say we definitely see at least one occurrence, like being a best of 5, he would go mech against a Protoss. I actually don't think he's going to go for mech in this best of 3, because, you know, it's only 3 games. It's not that much. Anyways, I guess enough about SuperNova, of course. Alicia deserves some credits. First Protoss we cast in a while. The only Protoss to make it through this... it's not a qualifier. It's a bracket, that's what it's called. This bracket. And, of course, it's an Axiom player. So, if, you know, the rules are set in stone and all that, then an Axiom player has to win the Axiom League because, you know, rigged, hashtag rigged, right? He should be winning this game. Or the series, anyway. Just kidding. I don't know if they cast Alicia before. I don't know what they did. I gotta imagine they cast as many Zergs as possible with Kane casting. But, so I can't say what he's doing right now. We actually haven't seen Alicia in a while. Of course, he went to all the qualifiers that were available in Korea, but they really weren't cast. Or if they were cast, you know, only a couple of them were cast, so... No idea what this guy's been doing, how he's been playing lately. A little sad, this guy like him... Even Impact, you know, is getting a lot more airtime, I suppose, than Alicia lately. And of course, Crank is the team captain, and he's usually streaming and, you know, keeping update with subscribers. Alicia kind of goes like in and out in terms of like showing himself, I suppose. But we do have a proxy factory. I saw this on the production tab. Just assume that it was back at home, but nope, proxy. Not the most proxy you could ever do. I mean, like, you know, you could put it over here, and it probably wouldn't be scouted. Like, who does proxy factory anymore, especially off of 2 base as well? Like 1 base proxy factory, yeah, that's cool. All right, so it's gonna be a Widowmine drop. If it's 1 base proxy factory, guys, you could actually walk the Widowmine into the net, like into the main actually, and the stalker either wouldn't be there or it still wouldn't be able to kill it. You just burrow fast enough. But of course, by dropping it, it's gonna guarantee get into this mineral line, and we're gonna have to wait and see if Alicia even puts down a robo. Because he's going for Blink right now, and if he goes for like a Blink Stalker all in, Widowmine drops are actually pretty effective. So because, you know, you may not have a lot back home in terms of production, but you kill the probes. Oh, First Blood. I never get to see this. That Reaper, unfortunately, didn't get that much of a scout. Let's see what he actually did see. He saw a pylon over there, which might tell him that I need to scan that. Oh, look at that. So SuperNova saw that pylon, saw the Reaper die, says, I need to scan that. Sees a Blink Stalkers. And what does he do? Well, he's already pushing all of Marines. Unfortunately, of course, Stalkers can perfectly kite the Marines, but I think he's thinking like good things right now. Like this drop is about to occur, and only just now the robo was thrown down.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right, so what am I come back to something really cool. I see.
Yeah.
That's supply bug though, a little bit real behind this. Tango's in the middle of the map, but the stock is going to give chase with these Marines. But I mean, this is just a distraction, if anything. Double Wood Mines land in the main, tries to predict where they're going to run to, so puts the second Wood Mine in a really good spot. But I mean, there's no detection for this one way or the other.
Yeah, so the robo came down a little later. Wasn't sure what he was going to do with that blink, that blink, whether it's going to be a lot of gateways or absolutely no, or 2 gateways, I suppose. Not the best shot there. I really like Alicia's reaction. I mean, this hit just like a little bit sooner. Of course, it was proxied, and he reacted pretty much as fast as possible. Now, it shouldn't do that much damage. He has to send one more probe in here, and yeah, that'll be it for the wood mine damage.
But that's the thing, like, I mean, he killed the stalkers too. Let's not undervalue that. When you're playing on against Terran or Protoss, I mean, those are supposed to cut you all day, technically, if done correctly. But on overcharge as well. He maintains the medevac. The wood mine's going to get another shot here in the natural. Oh, he probably could have targeted that to get a better shot, but I mean, at the end of the day, was that like 8 workers are dead? SuperNova's lost very little for this. I mean,
yeah. He also got a very nice scout. I mean, that's something that you can't take for granted. When you scanned a blink build, you don't know, unless you scan again later, whether it's 5 more gateways or 2 more gateways. If it's pressure or an all-in. So by doing that drop, he only saw the 1 more gateway. He saw the robo was also put down, so he knows that he has to worry about an all-in. And he can just, because 2 of his production facilities were on the other side of the map. He would not have had a lot of units to defend the blink stalker all-in, no matter how much damage you with the Widow Mine.
I kind of like that he's kept the factory here, though, continuing to bump out in the middle of the map. I mean, there are going to be observers that, like this shot! Oh, could have perhaps gotten that weak stock of the splash damage, but yeah. Going to be able to rally some of the mineral lines, possibly put them back down. I mean, there's no cannons that were made, and the observers aren't going to sit at home all day. But again, I just want to apologize about those white boxes, guys. I had to put the camera on time where you see nothing at all, and sadly, that's the best we can do for a situation. I I hurt my back pretty badly the other day, and I can't sit down this whole time.
Yeah, he was like lifting weights.
Yeah, getting those gains, you know? No, I actually sat on a 2-hour bus ride with my back a little bit sore, and that definitely didn't help. I had to go replace that modem because of the internet problems we experienced on, was that Wednesday or whatever, Tuesday?
Yeah.
The pain that it was. But anyways, someone in the chat was asking a very important question. Who's in charge of, who's responsible for the OlimoLeague? I'm not sure what you're trying to contact about, but OlimoLeague in chat, aka Olivia Wong. You can find her on Twitter at OlimoLeague. If you guys ever want to get involved with the OlimoLeague, or if you have concerns, questions, etc., she's always open and willing to talk, because this tournament is a pretty big deal. It's run by you guys, or supported by, or rather, it's supported by you guys. There's no big corporate sponsor for this. The OlimoLeague is run through donations on a week-to-week basis, and she handles all of that stuff. So, small scuff in the middle of the map. The Marauders are looking good. I mean, there is Blink to run away from this, but Stim wasn't quite done. Had Stim been finished with concussive shells, though, you bet your top dollar the stalkers are all dead.
This factory is so producing freaking Widow Mines.
Yeah, and he's continuing to elevate them up here through the mineralized. Now, this is cannon down finally, so not going to get the free kills, but still, I mean, killing a Zealot, that's not too bad. Widow Mines are not exactly that expensive. As long as they kill something, a Widow Mine is like almost always cost effective.
He has Blink Stalkers, he has a Colossus, but he's not quite in position for this. This isn't a big enough army to snipe that Nexus, however, and Gimio does just back away.
Well, there's a Colossus out, but I mean, it's an awkward Colossus without a lot of range. It gets focused immediately. Alicia in a lot of trouble. He does clean this up, but I mean, losing a Colossus like that is just such a big deal. And he's continued to take Widow Mine harass while this whole thing was going on. I mean, definitely not in control of the game like we would expect.
Yeah. It would have been so much nicer had he had like as many Blink Stalkers as he wanted to snipe those medevacs. I think then it might not have been worth killing the Colossus.
Yeah.
But now, like, SuperNova still has the mobility that you have with, like, how many? Okay, 6 medevacs that he has now. In fact, going up to 8 before he starts spiking production.
He's got much more medevacs than he actually has units to use the medevacs with.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, there's no Doom drops. It might look like a Doom drop, but it's actually only 1 medevac full of units.
Well, folks want to know what those white boxes were about. Basically, you know when something's building and you can see this little thing that shows what's coming out of it through GameHeart. I can't spectate Zombie Grub spectating that, so the game gets upset and just puts a white box in instead. It's just why you don't observe other cameras, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So Alicia goes for a really fast charge here. I mean, of course, he has a Toilet Council because you open up with Blink. But, you know, this is long before a third. And a third... That's understandable. This third for Protoss is really, not the best. It has a little bit of the Catalina aspect too, where you can hop between two bases very easily, and then dead space in the back, so they can't quite reach you either. It's obnoxious. You can definitely see why you'd rather try and tech and turtle as opposed to getting that fast third.
You know, with external thermal lance this time around, he can take better fights, better engagements, but still, it's a scary army. This is going to drive Alicia, who displays for force in 2. Quick blink, though. Good reaction out of seeing that drop, but this does kind of expose the natural a little bit, so has to be careful while that's on cooldown. Meanwhile, pylons have been placed down, but we got no counterattacks going on.
He's going up to 8 gateways. I wonder if he's going to go for a Colossus All-In with charge. And we usually don't see this. Usually Colossus All-Ins happen much sooner. But who was it that did that? It was like Stardust, right? Stardust would like set up a Colossus All-In. He would wait a very long time until he had charge, and then he would go. It was weird. We haven't really seen it from anyone else since then. But I believe it worked both times he did it. I can't, like, Alicia's like, it's 15 minutes, he doesn't have a third, he has tech.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, though, when it comes to StarCraft 2, if somebody does something weird like this, the starport and the factory, all timings get thrown off for both players. So, I mean, what seems like a late push now might actually be somewhat standard in context of the fact that SuperNova doesn't have, like, the greatest grandstanding army. I mean, there's a large army of Marines, and Alicia can't just A-move in here by any stretch of the imagination, but... yeah, I like that he could possibly pick off some things with the Blink Stalkers. I mean, his control's good enough to do at least that much. Pick off, blink away, pick off, blink away, repeat. Gotta be careful about this, though.
Yeah, just going ahead to see if he can catch Vikings that are ahead of the army. Not a bad idea. He does expand off of this. Obviously, it's a very late expansion. It's on the back of 8 gateways, so... I mean, production seemed like it was far too much to get a third, but... that was his choice, and he's going to try and go up to Storm. However,
this is bad. The Stalkers are not here to support this. I really like that Alicia turned around. If he kept going forward, that was 3 free Colossus.
Yeah. A little bit of a, like, I think he's got 1 Viking there, but he doesn't really have a lot. I mean, he's down by almost 50 supply now. 3 Colossus is really not a very scary Colossus count.
That Widowmine weakens up these Stalkers so much they really can't go to the front lines. Cancels the space. Not a chance. Not a chance. Alicia in dire straits now, supply blocked even. If enough of these Vikings go down, the Colossus will win him this fight, but that's the problem. There's still a lot of Vikings still standing, and not a whole lot of buffer for Alicia's Colossus. And with supply block like this, he can't warp in Zealots.
He's really, like, cold. The Viking count, this suddenly went over from, like, you know, disastrous to really okay. Yeah. He might still lose out on the ground war, it looks like. There's just barely not enough Zealots to soak it up, and yeah, just GG's. Even if he had won that fight, it would only have been barely, and he didn't have a third.
Yeah, I mean, that fight was pretty bad. Like, Alicia did a great job dancing around, picking off the Vikings.